Hey everybody, it's Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and your host of Kickstart Conversations, where I interview business owners, entrepreneurs, and side hustlers and learn about what they do, how they started doing it, and where they're at now. And today I have a really fun guest. He is he's a former baseball player, and now he's a confidence coach, a life confidence coach. His name is Jay Noland. I'm going to have him right on, so sit tight. Welcome, Jay. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Good to be here with you, Jamie. It's great to be here.
Lynn is already here. She showed up and she says, hello. Hello, Lynn.
All right, hey, Lynn, good to see you. Good to see everybody coming on.
Yeah. Happy Friday to you.
Yes, I love it. Yeah. You know, everybody's getting ready for the weekend.
Oh my goodness. So I am so happy, one, to know you and to have you on my show today. You and I met through Clubhouse.
Yes.
How is Clubhouse? What is Clubhouse? What has it done for your life and for your business and connections?
You know, Jamie, it's amazing because my executive assistant, she's the one that kept talking to me about Clubhouse. She kept talking about Clubhouse. This is like back in early December 2020. And I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm like, what do you mean Clubhouse? Like build one in the backyard for my son? What are you talking about? And then she was, she was talking about it's the hottest new social media app. So after 2 or 3 weeks of her poking me, I'm like, all right, let me get on, see what it's about. She told me it was an invite only. And I'm like, well, I don't have an invite. She goes, well, you can get in line. So I go sign up. And then immediately it let me in. I had no idea that my good friend, Marshall Davis Jones, had already sent me a invite or a pass. So I got right on. And I just started getting on talking. And the next thing I know, I started meeting all these phenomenal people like yourself. And it really hit me because the power of the voice, I think it's been overlooked.
Yes.
So when I was young, we used to be on the telephone, you know, up underneath the covers, talking under the covers, and your mom and dad yelling, "Get off that phone!" And but what we
with
were
the
doing
long cord, right? You had to bring the long cord
wrapped around the corner.
Yes, I remember that.
It is, you know, Clubhouse is like that telephone, that long cord wrapped around the corner, where you develop these great, awesome relationships, you know, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. I love it too. I have to say it was like a honeymoon phase for me when I first got on. I think I got on around the end of December as well. And I'd be walking around the house with my earbuds in, and my kids and my husband were all, you know, they were doing their thing. And then I just start talking out loud. I think my husband thought I was going crazy. He's like, who are you talking to? And I'm going, it's Clubhouse. It's Clubhouse, honey.
Yeah, like all through the wee hours of the night, you know. Sometimes you could go for a couple of days and not even realize it.
Yeah, not even know when it. Yeah, I think there are a couple of nights where I stayed on until probably 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
And some of them are in your rooms, you know, your Friday evening rooms. I haven't been on in a couple of weeks, but I got to get back on and at least make some time during the day. So
it really is amazing what it does for just not just relationships, but it's a powerhouse business connector. It's like business connector on steroids, in my opinion.
So speaking of business, Jay, I did mention that you were a Major League Baseball player. So what teams did you play for back in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I started in the late 80s and finished in mid 90s. So I was with the Padres for 4 years. I was with the Colorado Rockies for 1 year. And my last year in 1995 was with the Seattle Mariners. That's the year I blew my elbow out, and it kind of changed everything for me. What she got going on over there? Don't tell her what Jamie's doing, you know. Jamie's up to everything. What she got? Rockies? Is that Rockies? No, that's Seattle Mariners in the house. Yeah, look at that Mariners.
I got that blanket. Mariners. Yes, I grew up in Washington State. I went to opening day it was freezing cold, and I bought that blanket at the game, and it kept me
Yeah, but
warm.
that saved you. That probably saved you. You know,
It did.
it was crazy. You know, for me, you know, I was, you know, in my 20s, and my roommate at the time, my road roommate at the time was Alex Rodriguez, about to play next to Ken Griffey Jr. And next thing you know, I blow my elbow out, and it was like all my dreams just went.
Oh, what was that? I mean, that just must have been so devastating to
Yeah,
have
that was rough,
that
man.
happen.
Yeah, my dad groomed me to be a professional baseball player. So from the time I came out of the womb, I was kind of groomed to do it.
Oh,
And so, you know, that's the thing with sports. If you get injured, that can stop everything. You know, certain injuries can, you know, shut it down. Mine, it was a 1-year rehab. They thought it could be career ending. It was a 1-year rehab. And so I did the year. And after the year, I really fell in love with business and residual income, entrepreneurship. And I'm kind of like, you know what? I want to go back. And even though it was professional sports, like most people's dreams,
yeah.
I fell more in love with controlling my life than that dream. So my dream was to own my time, control my life.
Okay, so that's because that was the question I was going to ask you. When that happened, you know, it wasn't like a Tommy John injury, right? Where your elbow, it was similar, but
yeah.
So you decided not to go back to playing baseball. What business did you get yourself into?
So I started getting involved in direct sales and really learning about entrepreneurship from the grassroots, you know, how, you know, what capitalism's all about, exchanging products and services for profit, learning how to build teams, learning how to incorporate the efforts of other people. All the stuff we're not taught in school, all of a sudden at the age of 27, I'm like, all right, why didn't they teach me this in those 14,000 hours, grades 1 through 12? And, you know, another couple of years I went, that's why I'm passionate about the fact that I never graduated college and still was able to become a successful business person. It's one of my biggest achievements in life.
It's like a badge. We need to create a badge that says, I am successful and I don't have a college degree or something. Because
I mean, Jamie, I've done seminars all over the world. I'm talking about hundreds, thousands of people at a time in these seminars. And I ask the question, I say, how many of you in here have a college degree? And all these people, hundreds of people stand up. And I say, remain standing if you are currently working in the field that you have your degree in. And guess what happens? Almost everybody says that. There'll be 2 or 3 people stand up. So I don't get it.
I don't either. I went to college at up in Bellingham, Washington for 2 quarters.
Yep.
And I think I was going to go to college there to be a Spanish teacher. Like that's what I thought I was going to go and do. And I sucked at Spanish. And then I was like, teachers are great, but I don't know that I have the patience or the wherewithal to be a teacher. I transferred down to Pacific Lutheran University for a semester where I was going to go and get a degree in communication.
Okay.
I thought about being a news anchor, and then I did the job shot. I was like, no, I don't want to be a news anchor. So I quit and I started working at Boeing, and I traveled the world and I met with airline companies all over the world. And I feel like that was my true, college education. And I learned how to communicate better through that, that job and that career at Boeing than I probably did. I would have paid, $60,000, $80,000 for a degree to teach me how to do that. So I agree with you.
I was a CSO at a company back in the day, chief sales officer, and the CFO of the company, he and I were talking one day, and he said, I would have been better off rather than go in all the hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt I went into to get my finance degree. He goes, I would have been better just taking like $50,000 to $80,000, walking into a place saying, I'll pay you to let me learn how to come in here and do accounting and finance in your company. I was like, wow, that's a great thing. So it's really something to really think about, but I love what you're doing with your show because, you're talking about entrepreneurship, and that's my thing.
Well, the whole purpose of this show, I've always been so intrigued and curious how people took the idea in their mind or something that they fell into and then made it into something or made something of themselves, from having a passion or an idea. And I think when everything happened last year with COVID and seeing what was happening to our nation or the world, but, people losing their jobs, being furloughed and being laid off, everyone has an idea. Everyone has something that I hope everyone has had something that they thought, oh, I wonder what would happen if I did this?
Right.
What would happen if I took the idea and actually put motion and action and had confidence to believe in themselves, to set goals and go after them? What would happen to their lives? What would happen if they wanted to start a business or start a side hustle, or maybe a side hustle turns into something that's really exciting and something the market's saying, yes, I want more of this, I wanted this to be a show where I have entrepreneurs and business owners on to discuss how they did it and, what they had to do to get to where they're at today, so that's the whole point of the show. And the whole kickstart is what kickstarted the idea, and have a conversation about it. So it's very simple. The titling of the show and the people I bring on, and so that was it. JR, happy Friday over
what's
in
up,
North
JR?
Carolina.
Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, JR is great. Do you know that JR he is a renowned photographer?
I heard he's off the chart. I heard he's off the charts with photography, another level.
Yes, his stuff is beautiful. So JR, thanks for watching. So you got into the business. You were doing some business, you were speaking to all these people, and you got into the direct sales marketing. What happened from there? I
started the one thing about when you get involved in, grassroots direct sales, it's the number one thing is personal growth. You're going to grow personally. It hits into what you talked about, confidence. And I just learned, and some of my early mentors, they says, if you build a strong person, you can sell any product. I go, They say, let's just focus on making you strong.
Yeah.
And let's do it in all areas of your life. I call it the 6 pillars of your life, emotional, mental, social, spiritual, physical, and financial. So all 6 pillars, be strong. And so that's really what I've been doing for over a quarter of a century. Is I wake up pretty much every day, and that's my number one focus, is making sure my subconscious mind remains strong. Yeah, nothing else matters, in my opinion, if your subconscious mind is not strong.
Because talk to everybody who's watching about the importance or the role that the subconscious mind plays in our daily lives.
It's where every one of your emotion resides. All of your emotions are in your subconscious. Your immune system is in your subconscious. The great philosopher Aristotle says, give me a child until they're 7 and I'll show you the adult. I want you to think about that for a second. Give me a child until they're 7 and I will show you the adult. Why did he say that? Because our subconscious minds are brain mapped from 0 to 7. And most of our actions or reactions or personalities or the way we feel from that point on is mapped. So as an adult, you're pretty much who you were mapped to be from 0 to 7. And a lot of scientific studies are coming out to back that up. And so the unique thing about that, Jamie, is we had no input on our environment from 0 to 7. We didn't pick our parents. We didn't pick our food, our clothes, what was being said, arguments, not arguments, stress, not stress, fear, not fear. And so I started really studying that, going, how do I go back and correct? Because see, my dad actually shot himself when I was 7. And I was close by.
I'm sorry,
shot
suicide?
himself right there in the sternum. He lived through it.
And he lived
it missed his heart and his spine by that much. So him and my mother were going through it bad, and he grabs a gun and was going to shoot her. And I guess at the last second, he decided just to turn it around on himself, and I was close by, and boom, shot himself. He lived through it. So I was 7. That was traumatic. So
Oh my
that
goodness.
brain mapped trauma in me. My mother held on with him for about a year, but she was freaked out. So a year
Oh,
later, she left a note on the table and she just abandoned it. She was gone.
oh, I
So
mean,
back-to-back years,
traumatic.
that's what I was mapped.
Yeah.
And so I had to figure out, how do I go back and is it possible to correct that? And I learned it is. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it through what you call a bull rush method, through auto suggestion, like Think and Grow Rich teaches, where you're just speaking to yourself positive affirmations over and over and over and over, especially if you can get the positive affirmations right when you're waking up or right when you're about to go to sleep, because your brain slips into what's called a theta state.
Gotcha.
That's where our children learn the most, is from 0 to 7. That's my son. He's 6 years old. He's bilingual. He speaks Spanish and English like it's nothing.
Wow.
Because his brain's in a theta state. So there, you can bull rush, or you can use what's called brainwave entrainment. So I have a company now. One of my biggest passions is brainwave entrainment, sound therapy, sound technology, sound frequency technology, and being able to put on a set of headphones and be able to remap your brain the way you want it to be.
That's incredible. I mean, because I am reading the book right now, Beyond Positive Thinking, and it is talking about the subconscious mind and how, I mean, just totally what you were just saying about everything that happens from 0 to 7, or in our childhood, the fears and all the uncertainty and all these things that are happening and being thrown at us, or that we're experiencing, but we're never really truly trained on how to outgrow or even know how to maneuver around it, or to bypass it altogether as we become adults. And so then, we go through, I don't know if it's identity crisis, or we just don't even know what our identity is, but we kind of do as teenagers, young adults, carries on with us if we don't know how to reprogram or rewire how we think. In fact, I have Think and Grow Rich right here. Yeah. My son says to me last night, Mom, we need to read Think and Grow Rich. This is my 5-year-old son who wants to, he tells his pediatrician, he goes, his doctor goes, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he goes, a billionaire.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I said, okay, let's figure that out. Yeah, so
that's because your brain mapping him correctly.
I sure hope so. That's the whole objective, right? As a parent, is to guide and steer them, and you got to at least give them the opportunity to. So, but the subconscious mind is it's so important to have that program correctly. Yeah. So your brainwave, the music, you've got, what is the product called again?
ConfidenceTones.com.
ConfidenceTones.com.
So when you talk about the subject confidence, the Confidence Tones is the daughter of a much larger app that's almost completed. So there's going to be a larger app that anybody that's on Confidence Tones will be able to come inside the larger app, because of it's just, people need to be able to relax. They need to be able to chill. They need to be able to function through what's going on in the society. And you got to ask yourself, if I've got fear, what is that? That's an emotion. Where does emotion reside? Subconscious. So how did it get there? Some way. Can you get rid of it? Yes. Who's training you to do that? Hardly anybody. Right. So I'm like, if there's hardly anybody that's actually saying, I want to train your subconscious mind to get rid of negative emotions, negative feelings, and fill it with the things you really want. I just think that's a great product to be able to talk to people about, because I believe I can help change the world like that. Because if I can get your brain to start thinking right, you're going to have the law of attraction start to go to work for you, because you're going to have a better vibration, a better energy. We're all like magnets walking around.
Oh, 100%.
Right? If you're feeling negative, if you're feeling down and depressed, what happens? You attract more of that.
Yes.
And so the one thing I love about being around someone like you, Jamie, is because you're upbeat, you're positive, you're a creator. You know, you're always motivated to get something going and make something happen. You know, what does it say? Jamie Green, the solar queen. That means she's dominating something. And so if you're around people like that, you're going to get better. And so we want to get these influences around people and get them going in the right way. I love that. I'm passionate about that.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So when do you do coach aside from the confidence tones, and are you still doing the direct sales stuff, or are
No, well,
you
I have companies that I co-own, so
Mhm.
I'm not hands-on. I don't have to be so hands-on with that
Right?
anymore. The thing that most of our focus is in our media company. I have a full-scale production and media company in Las Vegas. So we have the ability to do anything from a sizzle video to a Hollywood video to Hollywood movie. So I have a full production crew. I've got, people that can do anything you want from multimedia. So we do
Wow.
that every day. So a lot of the things are for products and services that we put out. So like with our confidence tones, with my personal growth trainings, I've got things called Motivate, 8 motives to unlimited motivation.
Mm-hmm.
That's an audio series. I've got Confidence Base Camp, where I take people through a 4-hour journey on how to get all the mastering of the basic techniques of the subconscious mind. So my multimedia company will create promotions and videos to be able to highlight those things. So like if you go to confidencetones.com and you want to see a cool movie, confidencetones.com/CTF as in Frank, that's a 54-minute video that will explain exactly. It's a movie, actually. It will explain exactly how your whole subconscious mind works, but it's an entertaining way. So that whole production, we do that in-house.
What was it? What was the website again? Confidencetones.com/.
Confidencetones.com/CTF.
CTF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charlie Tom Frank. So if you go there, you'll see a movie that will take you on a subconscious journey. And you literally will be like, wow, now I get how my brain works. Now I understand what I'm attracting in my life like never
Mm-hmm.
before. So we study it, and then we take it and we use media to deliver the message where people understand it. So just like with what you're doing, like with Jamie, what solar, I would love to be able to have our team go, okay, let's tell that story like nobody's ever seen it before.
Oh, well,
So
let's do that.
yeah, so you can get with our crew and they would do like a blueprinting session with you. So what would be called like a little blueprinting, they would pick your brain. The next thing you know, a producer would call you up, and then they would do a high level. And then within a couple of weeks, you would have your sizzle video. And that sizzle video would tell the story, we believe, like nobody else in the world can tell that story.
Wow. That's so cool. I didn't know that you had a media company.
Oh yeah,
You're,
that's like that's
well,
our
I know
jam.
that
That's my number one jam.
I know that you're like this, what is it? Entrepreneur. What is it called when you do a lot of things? Serial entrepreneur.
So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I mean, we got 2 more big projects that's about to release that are just crazy. We have a entire luxury travel platform that's about to launch because so people are so pent up, they don't know what to
Oh
do.
yeah.
And we've got a whole luxury travel platform that I've got a whole team that's ready to go run with that, and we're going to do it in a way that nobody's ever seen before.
Oh, that is
So
so cool.
luxury travel at affordable prices because we've got the world's largest inventory to be able to tap into and helping people be able to get back out there. And because I think people are stressed the hell out being in the house all the time.
Yes. We're scheduled. We're going to Hawaii next week, a week from tomorrow.
Why?
Why? Because my kids' birthdays are coming up. My birthday was yesterday.
Hey.
And then my daughter and my son, their birthday. And last year we did a drive-by a birthday parade for the kids, and it was fun, more fun for me than it was probably for them. But we're itching to get out and go on vacation, and we love Hawaii, and so we thought, well, maybe Hawaii will be, and it's the place where we all go, and we just relax. We just,
Hey, isn't it something about that place? Like once
at
you're
the
there,
moment I land, it's like, and I've been all over the world,
yes.
but there's no place like Hawaii. So I
I feel
go,
the same. It's crazy, man.
yeah,
Like even the air, like
something
maybe it's the
about it.
volcanic, oceanic mix, the
Yes.
minerals.
It's like it's heaven on. See, even just talking about it calms ground.
Which island are you going to?
We go to, well, we're going to Maui this time.
Okay, you gonna be
We're
a
going to Maui.
Wailea side or Kanapali side?
Kaanapali. I do
All
like
right.
Wailea, but we're going to Kaanapali this
All
time.
right, so a little bit more moist though. See, I know all about the spots. We usually go every year, so I know what you're talking about. I
Yep,
love it.
yep. So we're going, but so I wanted to ask for the person who's watching this, who's maybe lacking some confidence, or
Okay.
they're just feeling a little defeated from what we're going through as a nation, as a people. What would you say to that person who needs some mojo back or some confidence in their life to get up and do something impactful or do something for their own lives, or because I do have conversations with people where they are like, just they're feeling a little down, they're feeling a little lost, they're feeling a little lack of confidence, and they just need that boost. What would you say to that person watching?
This is all about your subconscious mind. So you're gonna have to, just like you eat every day for nutrition to be able to not drop on the ground. Are you starving your subconscious mind? For most people, yes. So I created a very, very simple program. It's a 21-day program called confidencetones.com. It's the foundation series. So I've got multiple series. The foundation series takes you through 3 modules, 7 days each, and it's only 11 minutes a day. 11 minutes a day. You just put on a set of headphones, and the first 7 days it's called Deep Restore. So it goes back and deals with any trauma, anything that's holding you back, any limiting beliefs. The next 7 days is called Entering. Now we've been able to help support getting rid of limiting beliefs. Let's go into entering, into being able to receive these things, prepping your body to receive. And then the next 7 days, it's only 11 minutes a day. 7 days, finishing your 21 days, is called Elevate. And so by the time you come through those 21 days, you should be feeling much more confident. We even guarantee it. If you don't, we'll just say we'll give you your money back. That's how confident I am in that platform now. As a matter of fact, Jamie, are you on the platform yet?
Not yet. I need to get on the platform.
We're going to VIP Jamie today on the platform. So Jamie can tell y'all, watch. And we got some of the most beautiful music, most beautiful nature sounds, but then we put the binaural tone, the binaural beats. We mix in solfeggio tones. We mix in isochronics. So most people don't know those words, but those are frequencies that your brain loves at the right frequencies. So that's what I would tell somebody to do.
Can people download it on their phone and
go right on your phone, go right to the site. You're right on the platform, put your headphones on, and just 11 minutes.
11 minutes. Will it help my children go to sleep too at nighttime? Because I don't know about other people's children, but for some reason, mine right before bedtime, they just get amped up and they're like.
My son too. But you will hear my son now. He'll go, Mom, Dad, tones. So we have a deep sleep system, but then we have this one called slumber tones.
Oh.
And it's like 20 minutes. That's 20 or 30 minutes. And you just put it on, and we don't let him put the headset on because we don't want to mess with his theta waves. We just put the music on off in a distance, and he's out usually within 5 minutes like that.
Okay, I'm getting it straight away for my kids. for the family.
Yeah, but and another thing you can do too, I'll work out something with all your viewers, but if you guys send Jamie a DM, so anybody that sees this, I'm going to give her a special code just for her show that's going to get everybody a discount on our Motive 8 XP series. So Motive. So if you go to Motive, the number 8, so MOTIVE, the number 8 XP.com. I'm going to give a special discount to all of Jamie Green's listeners, but you got to send her a DM. And as soon as I'm done talking here, I'm going to go get the staff. We're going to get a code and send it to her to give to you. And then that's 8 motives for how I have unlimited motivation, no matter what. I've always figured out how to win, how to adapt, overcome, no matter what. And I've charted it, and I'm like, oh, these are the 8 things, Jay, that you always do. And I recorded it when I went through one of the hardest challenges of my life. Instead of me wilting, I said, I'm going to record this, and anybody that is going through a tough time, they can relate, or if they've had tremendous success, they can relate. So I can relate to anybody from this series.
I love that. I mean, thank you. Thank you for doing that for the people watching. Send me a DM. I'm going to put that in here.
Send Jamie a DM, because as soon as this show's over, we're going to create a special code for her, and she's going to give it to you, and you will get a 20% discount off the program.
There we go. Send me a DM. Jay, I love this because I think people, they do just want the upper edge, or they just want something to, I guess, have an advantage. Like there's so much in life that's pulling us down or getting us in, it's in our face or whatever. We just want an advantage in life. Yep. And I think if one thing that I've learned, because it took so long it's taken so long to undo some of the things, the bad habits or the things that have happened in life, the injustices that we face. Like no child should see their parent or hear their parent shoot themselves in the chest at 7 years old. Like, I don't even know how anyone could recover from that, but you've proven, you've mastered that situation. You've come in with confidence. You've rewired your subconscious. You've freed yourself. And so,
Jamie, a big thing that the tones did for me, because I had success because of the bull rush of auto-suggestion, learning these principles, but I could never get rid of that deep pain of bitterness with my parents. But once I went through the brain remapping with tones, I went from bitter to empathy.
Oh my gosh.
And now me and my parents have the greatest relationships. I laugh with them because I understand that I needed to understand what in the world could my dad have been going through to do that.
Yeah.
And now it brought us closer together. And my dad, when I asked him, I said, it took me 40 years to ask my dad, Jamie, the question, why did he shoot himself? So 6 years ago, I asked my dad, I'm 52 now. I asked my dad when I was 46. I said, Dad, when I was a little boy, why did you shoot yourself? We were in the kitchen just by ourselves.
Was that the first time you asked him that question?
First time in 40 years.
Oh my gosh.
I said, why'd you want to leave me?
Yeah.
And he put his head down like this on the counter. He was just like, he had tears in his eyes. He goes, son, I'm so sorry. I was just being dumb and stupid. I was just trying to keep your mom from leaving me. See? I don't know. It's crazy, man, but now I don't feel any of that bitterness. I don't feel any of that pain. I just don't feel it. I don't know. All I can say is I put those headphones on. I work with experts. We know the frequencies to get rid of certain emotions, and boom, they were gone.
I just think that this would be such a wonderful, accessible solution to so much of the pain that this nation is even experiencing and feeling and going through.
I agree.
Everyone needs it.
Everybody
needs it.
I'm on, and you will be amazed at what you start to attract. Like just manifestation is nuts.
And the whole vibrational energy and raising it up for your life, and attracting the right people in your life that are going to help you grow, and you're going to help them grow and expand. And I mean, the relationships, I would say, since doing all this, I mean, the one thing that everyone should do is invest in themselves. And if anything that holds people back, it's bitterness or it's unforgiveness or it's pain that they're just unwilling to let go of because they feel that's the only thing that they have power over, the person that caused the pain. But if you can let it go, you can forgive, you can come from a place of empathy without even, I've gone through a lot of pain in my life, and I've had to forgive people without them even asking for it, and even without, and doing it in such a way that I don't need a reason for why they hurt me. Right. Just let it go and let it be. And, to the point where I even pray that person has healing and all of, everything that they need in their lives. But I think it's the one thing that has just, coming from a place of empathy and forgiveness is huge.
This is the best way to roll through this life. This life is too short to be bitter.
It is. It'll cause so much illness.
You will be happy if you just love. You're gonna be happy.
Yes.
I know it's easier to be bitter when somebody does something to you wrong. If you can just go, I'm gonna love them anyway, and then you just keep on moving. That weight is on them, not on you anymore.
Yeah, and then when you walk and move in that freedom, and make that room so that these confidence tones and your confidence, your subconscious mind, it all works together. You're just going to be successful at life. You're going to be the one winning at life.
Right. Absolutely.
So I want everyone to win at life. And so go over, what is it? It's here, motivatexp.com.
Yeah, you got that, and confidencetones.com. You're gonna get a code for both of those, 20% off, but you got to DM Jamie or else you won't get the code.
Send me a DM. Jay's gonna get me the code. I'm gonna send it to you. And then you're gonna have more confidence in your life. You're gonna have more success in your life. The things that you want out of life that you're gonna get. Here comes my little buddy. Come say hi to Jay. This is Nolan.
Hey, buddy.
Nolan's the one that's going to be wants to be the billionaire. And what is this book that we're reading? Think and Grow Rich.
All right. Yeah. My man, champion. You're a champion, young man. You a champion.
And my daughter just came into the room too. This is
Hey, little bit. Hey, pumpkin.
Can you say hi?
Hi. Look at that little forehead.
Oh, yeah. She's going to come join us. This is just part of the show. I have 3 kids, and sometimes they come in, right, sweetie?
Right. That's how we do it.
And she likes chocolate. Yeah. So we'll wrap up the show, Jay, but this is where you can follow Jay on Instagram. Jay Noland now. Chocolate.
I'm gonna get me some chocolate right now.
And now she's drinking out of my queen mug.
Kids are just unbelievable. What if we all live just like that? We just we just live free, and we stop all this pressure and all the stress. Enough already. Live like Jamie and I are asking you to live today. Just be happy.
And then you have a YouTube channel where people can go and you do videos on self-mastery, confidence, all the good stuff. Oh, leave those pins in, sweetie. Yeah, she likes to play with my hair. So Jay Noland Mastery on YouTube. Jay, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really, really appreciate it. My heart is like swelling because of just what you bring to this world. And so make sure everybody goes and follows Jay, and you can go and follow him on Clubhouse. I know you have you and your lovely, beautiful wife host some Clubhouses rooms in there.
The 1%ers Only Club. Go check us out, 1%ers Only, because everybody is a 1%er when they give it all they got to make this world a better place.
I love it. So thank you so much, Jay.
Thanks for having me, Jamie. Thank you.
You're welcome. So DM me if you want that 20% off code so you can get some more confidence and get your subconscious mind all like in the right place. Hang tight for a second, Jay. I'm gonna just close out the show, and thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm just like, I'm on cloud 9 after that interview with Jay. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. My guest next week is TBD, but tune in next week on Friday. Actually, yeah, well, I'm going to do the show on Friday, and then I'm going to be coming live from Maui the following week. But until then, guys, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Go get your confidence tones, and then I want you to come back. I'm gonna have Jay come back, and we're gonna get some testimonials of people and what's happened since they get that, and I'm gonna share mine too. So, anyways, see you guys all next week. Take care.